last year, out of 33,000 clubs, we were one of the top 10 in the world.
That's an amazing
For
accomplishment.
what we did. And the people that we work with are, you can't believe it. I think back of the times that we would go out and see somebody come down that ramp. A young named Debbie Kane had rheumatoid arthritis since she was 3. And we went out and built a very difficult ramp. She lived in a trailer and had a screen here. We had to go this way, we had to go this way, had to go this way to get her in and out. And we did a film of this thing. We've got it, matter of fact, it might be something that's worthwhile playing. It's showing us building ramps. And Debbie came down and there wasn't a dry eye. 30 grown men crying their eyes out. It's like that all the time. And these are men's men. So, and we think back over the past, what we had there, and they bought a plaque for me. They were naming the building after me. I found out about it. And I raised hell about it. I said, no, we're not buying a plaque. We're not putting anybody's name on this building. Because the guy who drove one nail, the guy who sewed one board, is in this thing just as much. And the guys who donated the money, I didn't donate it. I donated some, but I didn't donate the money that these other guys did. They stepped up to it. It was just a miracle, an absolute miracle. And it became a place of pride for Pine Hills. The thing today now is that we don't have 90-member clubs. And the problem is that we say that young people aren't interested in doing it, and that's a bald-faced lie. We see Habitat for Humanity draw young people like yourself out and get out there and work, and they have so much fun, and they build relationships. Some of them all get married, and they're out there. If you want to find the right person to have your mate, get out and work with a volunteer, and you find out where their heart is. You capture a person's heart, and you'll get their head. You'll get their head, and I'll tell you right now that I've seen this happen time after time after time, and people say, "Why do you do that?" And it's hard to describe, but when you have relationships and you know that the person you call up that you've worked with as a volunteer, and you know they're there for you. We got one right now, and I'm working on it now. The man has a foot that's bigger than a football, like the size of a basketball. His leg is just big around. His leg probably weighs 100. He weighs 550 pounds. He lives in a trailer. He lives in a fifth-wheel trailer. The door is exactly 30 inches wide. He has no life. He's a little rickety metal steps here that he comes out, and he'll fall. He has to have people helping. He has to be dependent on somebody just to go outside. Several men have to come over and help him get outside so he can go to the doctor so he can do this, and then to help him get back in. Now, well, the natural thing is they build a ramp. Well, a ramp's a bad thing for a guy like that. He doesn't have a wheelchair. He couldn't even get into his place with a wheelchair. A wide wheelchair for him can't go through a 30-inch door. Secondly, he has a walker and wheel and things, so we're building him graduated steps. And he'll only step down 6 inches. The steps are 2 feet wide, so his walker will go through that. And in addition, we're building him a porch, building him a deck that's 5 by 8. And we're building him benches. He can't sit in a chair, they break the chair, so I'm building him benches that he can sit on. And they'll break. and his friends can come over and sit and talk to him. And he can sit out there and wave to the people as they drive by. It's going to turn this man's life completely around and maybe give him enough will to live that he wants to go back through the treatment, what it takes to get that leg and stuff down like it be. It's a matter of life and death. I mean, can you imagine not being able to get out something and have a fire? You know, he's only 24 inches off the ground. No problem, yeah. And you know what? There are so many people like this in this town. They have 7 inches, and sometimes they've got 32 inches. Sometimes they have 24 inches. But the problem, I guess the problem is that I hope some people will see this, what I'm talking about. I believe in the young people. Our world's not getting any better. And it's going to be, we've got to come along and help each other. We'll do a lot of things. The stories that, I got to tell you a cute story. Bill Coleman was the district governor for the state of Florida, or for district governor for our Central Florida, which is 50 clubs. So he asked me to be his liaison, be his assistant. And so I gladly did that. And so we did something different. The club had always had this district meetings at this one particular Holiday Inn here in Orlando. And so the guys would come and they would not stay the whole period of time. I said, well, let's take this somewhere. So we took it to Daytona Beach. We took it to where Interstate 4 hits 95. There was a resort there. And we had some fabulous, I went to Disney, got some people there. I got barbershop quartets. I had different, great entertainment. And the people had to go get a hotel room over there. So they didn't come home. But we attracted them to this. So we want something that would bring them to life. So we sent out a mailing. We had this very attractive young lady. And so just had her head here. She's beautiful. I won't talk about the color of her hair because it's the bottom line, but she was beautiful. So it says, and it went to every Rotarian's house to where their wives would see it. So it says, hi, I'm Sue. Remember me? Next week. Hi, I'm Sue. Now we have a picture from here up. And she's well endowed. We're not supposed to do these kind of things for Rotary, okay? You know. So then, I'm Sue. Do you remember me? Next week. Full shot of Sue. She's pregnant. Big time pregnant. I said, I remember, and I'm expecting you at the Rotary thing in Daytona Beach. Oh my God. Oh, we caught Pure 11 hell, but you know what? The biggest turnout of any convention that we've ever had, period, ever. They've never done it since. But they could not wait to sign up. And the wives wanted to come make sure their husbands were behaving. I mean, we had a full house. It was a sellout. People are still talking about that. You know, it didn't do much for my reputation. But who cares? You know, it worked. But we did a lot of funny things. Another time I had a guy come in. He was a prominent speaker with Toastmasters. And had him come in and pretend he's going to talk about the black hole over at the Cape Canaveral. And so he's there. And he starts looking around. He reaches up. And he's obviously, that's about that time, the Pine Hills Fire Department, which I'm a commissioner of, comes up with the ambulance. And the guys walk in and put him in a straitjacket and lead him out. It was this kind of stuff that we just had a ball. It was this kind of stuff we got away with things. We pushed the limit. The other clubs would look down to know that. Yet they love to make out, and they wanted our bulletin. But they were stodgy for the most part. But anyway, it's a remarkable club. I'm proud to be a member of it still. Sadly, it's hard to convey that, to go back to the field of dreams. If we give people the right purpose, if I can get a young person to see this 550-pound man go out and sit on his porch, I've got his heart. I'll get his time. And I'll get him to come in instead of sitting around. He'll get his friends and they'll get their friends. Bottom line is that we've got to get their heart. Once you get their heart, you got their head. And they'll come. We won't be building more buildings, but we'll have a reputation that we build on our reputation. I thank you for the opportunity to talk about this, and come visit us and come have lunch with us and have a taste of it. We'll be glad to entertain you. And we meet every Thursday at 12 o'clock, and we will hope to see you there.
Thank you very much. We thank you very much for coming out and talking to us.
It's a pleasure.